recording?
We are
All right.
now recording.
We're all recording. All right, cool. Hello, everybody. Welcome back for part 2. So this is a little demo called What's Your 2 Cents? I actually have 4 pennies here, so it's What's Your 4 cents? But anyways, so Abby talked a little bit about polymers, right, and this spaghetti noodle of atoms. We'll be talking now a little bit about metals. And so metals actually arrange themselves in a very regular way. And this is called a crystal lattice. So if we think about atoms like balls, what might be a simple way that you can arrange them? Well, maybe something like this, right? Just kind of stacking them all together. For Math Sci undergrads, do you guys know what this is called? This arrangement here?
All these students were in my class.
Anything. Simple cubic. All right, there we go. Very nice, very nice. So this is a simple cubic structure, right? This might be one of the ways that we think about arranging atoms in space, but it turns out metals actually don't like to arrange this way at all. And it might be kind of hard to see on the camera, but in the middle here, there's a bunch of empty space. And so atoms, when they come together, they really like to maximize the amount of atoms in any one space. We call this packing. So actually, there's a number of different ways atoms can pack together really tightly. And we'll be talking about a few of those here today. But we're going to be examining mechanical properties today. The mechanical property changes under liquid nitrogen temperatures. So when I say pennies, when you guys think about penny, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, that lovely man on the front of the penny, that's right. What else? Maybe like material? Money, that's right. Absolutely. What can you buy with a penny?
Nothing.
Nothing. Why do we still have pennies? I don't know. They're being used for science, fortunately. What about materials? Like if somebody had never seen a penny in their life, how would you describe it? What would you say?
Are they made of copper?
Yeah, copper. That's a great one, right? Because it's like brownish in color, right? This is like a copper thing. Have any of you guys ever tasted a penny? Do you guys know what a penny tastes like? No. No? Nobody's ever tasted? All right, I'm outing myself. All right, so we think of metal, right? We think of copper. Pennies actually went through a little bit of a change. Before 1982, they were made of a certain material, and after 1982, they were made of a different material. So before 1982, you're exactly right, they were made of copper, right? And that was kind of the primary element in them. But after 1982, they changed the composition away from copper, right? They actually reduced the amount of copper in it significantly. Any guesses why? Expensive, that's exactly it, right? And copper, because of the semiconductor industry, because of computers starting to come up in 1982, copper's price was just skyrocketing. And the US Treasury was saying, okay, it takes more than a cent to make a penny, so we gotta do something different. So after 1982, they actually switched the structure to zinc, and zinc was the primary element in pennies. I have a penny here from 2013. It looks kind of dull, right? You can see up here in the camera. This is a penny from 2013. This is a penny actually from 1963, so older than my parents were. So even a little bit shinier. Believe it or not, you can actually buy pennies like certain years directly from websites if you ever wanted to. So this is a penny from 1963. This one is made primarily of copper. If you guys can feel it, it has actually a little bit more heft to it than the zinc one does. So I actually need a volunteer who would like to come smack pennies who is not a US Treasury agent. Thanks for laughing. All right, come on, baby. Perfect. All right, so what's your name?
Oh, my name is Mia.
All right, Mia, welcome. Mia is an REU student this year at Stanford. Mia, you're going to be smacking these pennies with a hammer. So we have a lovely instrument here. And what I want you to do is just give them a nice hard smack. You can do it a couple times if you want. We have the old penny here, which is from 1963. The new penny here from 2013. Before Mia goes and smacks these pennies, any predictions? What's going to happen?
It's gonna explode.
It's gonna explode. Of course it is. Of course it is. If it exploded, we'd need to rewrite the laws. All right. So Mia, please explode the pennies.
Gladly.
Fire away.
All right.
We're gonna start with the old penny here.
Okay.
All right. You might have to readjust, but go ahead and give it a nice solid smack.
Okay.
Very nice. Go again. Go again.
Oh my
Go
God,
again.
again, oh my God.
All right. All right. Perfect. Mia, what happened?
It's a little messed up.
It's a little messed up. Yeah. It's a little
Um,
bit messed up. Exactly.
Yeah. It's a little
Maybe
bent.
dented, deformed, right?
A
Okay,
little bit
perfect.
deformed.
Okay, nice. All right, let's try the new penny from 2013. Go and give it a nice solid smack. Oh my gosh, I hear the thunder. One more good smack. All right, Mia, what happened? What happened to this penny?
Less? Well, actually, still bent, but
Still
a little
bent.
bit less.
Okay, a
I
little
think.
bit less bent. All right. Thank you, Mia, for smacking pennies. We'll have you back for round 2 after they've gone through a nice liquid nitrogen bath. That was some impressive penny smashing. All right, but let's look at it under liquid nitrogen temperatures, right? So, like Abby said, temperature changes can affect the way the materials behave. So we'll be looking at that now. So go and get the fire gloves on so I don't get in trouble.
And, safety.
And safety. All right, so we're going to be pouring out some of this liquid nitrogen here. Liquid nitrogen, so fun. And so we're going to be taking 2 pennies that Mia has not permanently deformed. They can never be circulating currency again. There is a currency shortage ongoing thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you, Mia.
No problem, guys.
And we'll be throwing those in liquid nitrogen to boil away. You can see they're really kind of getting a nice boil going on there. It's just like your spaghetti water, except for it's boiling at about, negative 200 something degrees. Let me see if I can actually see which penny is which here. Oh my goodness. Abby here is our professional penny wrangler. We pay her a large salary in order to do this.
I think I paid approximately 4 broken cents.
Mia, I'm gonna ask you to come up here one more time. Yes, Abby.
For safety.
That's right. All right, so Mia, can you please come up here once again? So we are going to now smack the pennies exactly like you did before. You did an excellent job. I was really impressed with your penny smacking abilities. That's why you're accepted to the RU program. And we expect great things from you in the future.
It's a prerequisite.
It's a prerequisite. So now we're going to do this again in liquid nitrogen temperatures. Abby, let's start with the old penny.
The old one?
And Mia, if you want to ready your hammer here.
Okay.
And be ready as, it doesn't have to be as soon as it comes out, but very shortly after it comes out, give it a nice solid thwack, just like you did before.
Right.
The anticipation is building.
This is really hard to fish out. Okay, are you ready?
This is why she's paid the bid box.
I know, all 4 cents.
We'll edit this out in post.
I know. Come on.
One day later.
Come on.
I also have tongs, would that be easier?
Yeah, I'm determined at this point.
Alright, get it.
I can't let it win.
Alright, just in case she can, let it win.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
Alright, get ready, get ready.
I have to hit what?
Nice.
It's fine.
There we go.
Oh my God.
Oh, beautiful. Oh no. Alright, go one more time. Keep smacking it. Keep getting it. Okay. Alright, Mia, what happened?
She's very bendy.
Bendy. That's right.
Yeah.
Deformed. It's still in one piece though. Gosh darn. Alright. Well,
So unfortunate.
maybe can still be used in circulation. Alright, so any predictions on the new penny, 2013? What do you guys think will happen? Liquid nitrogen test. Anybody?
It's gonna bend.
Ben. Abby thinks Ben.
I'm going with an explosion.
Alright. Let's see. You guys might want to gather close, but not too close.
Ready?
Alright. Alright, go for it. Alright, go for it. If I need a quarter cent, what if I need a 10%?
Too bad. I hit the treasure.
Amazing. Thank you, Mia. All right. Woo! Our wonderful hammer smasher. Absolutely incredible. All right, guys. What happened? What did it do?
It pretty much
It
exploded.
pretty much exploded. We now have our 2 pennies. This sad little new penny. Sorry, recently switched. So yeah, the penny in 2013 shattered into approximately 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 11 pieces. Why? What happened? Why are these new pennies made of zinc so much more shatterful than the old pennies? Any
I feel like
guesses?
you just made up that word.
Shatterful? No, definitely not. That is a real English word.
Dang, sucks.
Zinc sucks. That is a great. I have these styrofoam balls here, which are used to represent atoms. And if we think about the pennies of old, right? These are made of copper, and they're arranged in what we call an FCC structure. So that's just a fancy name. It stands for face center cubic. If you look, right, this kind of looks like an arrangement of 5 atoms, where there's 4 at each corner and then 1 in the center, right? So this is called face center. And it's the type of structure that copper likes to take on primarily. And the kind of interesting thing about this structure is that it has so many different ways that it can move, right? So when Mia's smacking these pennies with a hammer, these atoms, they want to get out of there, right? They're running, they're trying to move, they're trying to get away because Mia's got, the force of Thor's hammer cracking down these pennies. When these things want to move, right, the way that they move is they slide past each other. And they like to slide maybe something like this. Right? And they just slide along this direction. So in this FCC structure, that method of sliding, this kind of movement, can happen along a ton of different directions, right? In fact, I think there's 6 or 12 or some very large number of directions that these things can slide, right? So when the pennies are frozen to liquid nitrogen temperatures, what it does is it makes some of those sliding methods difficult. But because FCC structures have so many different ways of sliding, they can continue doing so in one of the different arrangements. So if this one is blocked, they can slide against this direction. If that direction is blocked, they can slide against this other direction, and it deforms, right? It just kind of bends, it's malleable, that sort of thing. However, zinc is a little bit of a different story. So zinc has this structure that's called HCP, right? And this is hexagonally close packed. So if you look at the top here, it kind of looks like a hexagon. That's why we call it hexagonally close packed. You'll often see them kind of drawn in this way with a bunch of hexagons. And the thing about HCP is it's basically like a cheeseburger. You got the bottom bun, the top bun, and then the meat in between. You put a little bit too much lettuce, you put a little too much ketchup on your burger, and that bun just slides off just like this, right? And how many of you guys have ever had a hamburger bun slide off on you?
Yeah,
Anybody?
I'm like,
Oh no, not today! So HCP, unlike FCC, really only has kind of one way it likes to slide, and that's like a burger. So it likes to slide this way, that way, and the bottom bun basically does the same thing. So when we put in liquid nitrogen and we make it really cold, and we block off that one way it has of sliding, it can't do this anymore, and it's just like,
Tragic.
and it shatters, right?
Rip.
So zinc's crystal structure is why these things shatter like this. It's responsible for this kind of macroscopic behavior. And just that simple arrangement, right? But it's just slightly different from each other. And that one difference causes a penny to shatter, causes another penny to bend. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this demo. This is a little bit of difference between polymers and metals, the importance of crystal structure, and the influence of really low temperatures on these different material behaviors. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for smashing pennies, Mia.
Sorry, I was going to say that
Yeah.
to use in a meeting right here.
Oh, fantastic.